10 most expensive animals on Earth. 1. Thoroughbred Racehorse. In the world of luxury, some treasures don't sparkle, they run. Among the most expensive animals on Earth is the thoroughbred horse, a creature bred for speed, power, and prestige. These horses can sell for staggering prices, reaching up to $70 million or more. But why would anyone pay such a fortune for a single animal? The answer lies in a mix of science, history, and ambition. Thoroughbreds are the result of centuries of selective breeding. Their bloodlines are carefully tracked, and even a single ancestor can influence their value. The best of them are not just fast, they are genetically exceptional, combining strength, endurance, and racing intelligence. One legendary example is Fusaichi Pegasus. He wasn't just any racehorse, he won the Kentucky Derby in 2000 and later sold for around $70 million. His true value, however, extended beyond the racetrack. As a breeding stallion, he had the potential to pass on his elite genes, creating future champions. That's where the real money is. Owning a top thoroughbred isn't just about winning races, it's about legacy. A successful horse can earn millions in prize money, but its offspring can generate even greater wealth over time. Each foal carries the promise of greatness, and buyers are willing to invest heavily in that possibility. In a way, these horses are living investments, fast, powerful, and incredibly rare. So when you see a thoroughbred sprinting down the track, remember, you're not just watching a race. You're witnessing one of the most valuable animals on the planet, where speed meets science and dreams are worth millions. 2. Missy the Holstein Cow. Not all million-dollar animals run fast. Some quietly change the world every day. Meet Missy, one of the most expensive cows ever sold, valued at an incredible $1.2 million. She belongs to the Holstein cattle breed, famous worldwide for its black and white pattern and unmatched milk production. But Missy wasn't just any cow. Her value came from something invisible yet powerful: genetics. Farmers and breeders saw in her the potential to produce offspring capable of generating extraordinary amounts of milk. In the dairy industry, this is gold. A single high-performing Holstein cow can produce thousands of liters of milk each year. Now imagine generations of cows, all inheriting the same superior traits. That's exactly why Missy became so valuable. She wasn't just one cow, she was the beginning of a powerful legacy. Her story is less about fame and more about impact. Unlike racehorses that win crowds, Missy's success happens quietly in barns and fields. Her genetic line can improve entire herds, helping farmers increase production, efficiency, and income. Over time, this can be worth far more than her original price. In a world driven by innovation, Missy proves that even a humble dairy cow can become $1 million investment. Not through speed or spectacle, but through the simple, essential power of milk. Because sometimes the most valuable animals aren't the ones that shine the brightest, but the ones that sustain the world. 3. Tibetan Mastiff. Some animals don't just live with humans, they represent power, status, and legend. The Tibetan Mastiff is one of the most expensive dogs on Earth, with prices reaching up to $1.5 million. Known as the Lowchen Dog, this massive breed is famous for its thick, mane-like fur, giving it the appearance of a majestic lion. But its value goes far beyond looks. Originally bred in the Himalayas, Tibetan Mastiffs were guardians of monasteries and livestock. They are strong, independent, and incredibly protective. For centuries, they symbolize strength and loyalty in harsh mountain environments. In modern times, especially in China, the Tibetan Mastiff became something even more powerful, a symbol of wealth and prestige. Owning one is not just about having a pet, it's about making a statement. Wealthy buyers began competing for the rarest and most impressive specimens, particularly those with deep red coats, believed to bring luck and prosperity. As demand grew, prices skyrocketed. One famous Tibetan Mastiff was reportedly sold for nearly $1.5 million, making headlines around the world. But behind the price tag lies a deeper story. These dogs are not easy companions. They are intelligent, stubborn, and require experienced handling. Their true worth isn't just in money, it's in their history, rarity, and powerful presence. The Tibetan Mastiff shows how an animal can move from mountain guardian to global luxury icon. A creature once valued for protection is now admired for prestige. Because sometimes the most expensive animals aren't just rare, they are legends you can walk beside. 4. Arabian Horse. Some animals are admired not just for what they do, but for what they represent. The Arabian Horse is one of the most expensive horses in the world, with prices often exceeding $1 million. Known for its beauty, endurance, and elite pedigree, this breed has fascinated people for thousands of years. Its story begins in the deserts of the Middle East. Arabian horses were bred by nomadic tribes who needed animals that could survive extreme heat, travel long distances, and remain loyal to their riders. Over time, only the strongest and most resilient horses were chosen for breeding. This created a horse that is not only physically powerful, but also incredibly intelligent and enduring. But what truly sets the Arabian horse apart is its elegance. With its distinctive head shape, high tail carriage, and graceful movement, it is often described as one of the most beautiful horse breeds in the world. At horse shows, Arabian horses don't just compete, they captivate. Their value, however, goes deeper than appearance. A purebred Arabian horse comes with a carefully documented lineage that can stretch back centuries. This pedigree is proof of quality, and buyers are willing to pay a premium for horses with the most prestigious bloodlines. Like living works of art, they combine history, genetics, and performance. They are also champions of endurance. Arabian horses dominate long-distance races, sometimes covering over 100 miles in a single event. Their stamina and resilience make them unmatched in endurance competitions, adding even more to their value. Owning an Arabian horse is not just about riding, it's about heritage. It means holding a piece of history, shaped by the desert, refined by generations, and admired across the world. In every movement there is grace, in every step there is strength, because some animals are more than valuable. They are timeless symbols of beauty and endurance. 5. White lion cubs. Some animals look like they belong in legends, and their price reflects it. The white lion cub is one of the most expensive rare animals, with prices reaching around $140,000. Often called Arabian white lion cubs in trade, these stunning creatures are not a separate species, but a rare variation of the lion. What makes them so valuable? It all comes down to genetics. White lions are born with a rare color mutation known as leucism. Unlike albinism, this condition does not remove all pigment. Instead, it gives them their creamy white fur, pale eyes, and almost magical appearance. In the wild, this mutation is extremely uncommon, making every cub incredibly rare. And rarity creates demand. People are naturally drawn to what is unique and beautiful. A white lion cub looks like something out of a fantasy story, soft, bright, and powerful even at a young age. Because of this, they are highly sought after by collectors, breeders, and luxury wildlife parks. But their story is not just about price. In the wild, white lions face challenges. Their light color makes it harder to camouflage while hunting, which can affect survival. That's why many are found in protected environments, where their rare genetics can be preserved. Still, their existence captures imagination. A white lion cub is more than an animal. It's a symbol of rarity, mystery, and nature's creativity. Every step it takes reminds us how unpredictable and extraordinary the natural world can be. Because sometimes the most valuable creatures are not the strongest or fastest, but the rarest and the most unforgettable. 6. Samoyed Dog. Some of the most valuable animals don't impress with power or rarity, but with pure joy. The Samoyed is one of the most expensive dog breeds, with prices reaching $14,000 or more. At first glance, it's easy to see why. With its thick white fur and bright eyes, the Samoyed looks like a walking cloud. But what truly makes it special is something even more unique, its famous Sami smile. This natural, gentle smile isn't just adorable. It actually helps prevent drooling and ice buildup in freezing temperatures, a trait developed over centuries in the harsh Siberian climate where the breed originated. The Samoyed story begins with nomadic tribes in Siberia. These dogs were more than pets. They were family. They pulled sleds, herded reindeer, and even slept beside humans to keep them warm during freezing nights. This close bond shaped their personality into something rare. Incredibly friendly, loyal, and deeply connected to people. And that's where their value comes from. Unlike guard dogs, Samoyeds are known for their kindness and social nature. They love attention, enjoy play, and easily become part of the family. Their temperament, combined with their beauty, makes them highly sought after around the world. But owning one is a commitment. Their thick coat requires regular care, and their energetic nature means they need space and activity. Still, for many owners, the reward is worth it, a companion that brings warmth, happiness, and constant positivity. The Samoyed proves that value isn't always about rarity or strength. Sometimes it's about how an animal makes you feel, because in a world full of expensive things, a genuine smile might just be the most priceless of all. 7. Racing Pigeon. At first glance, a pigeon may seem ordinary, but in the right world, it can be worth a fortune. The pigeon is one of the most surprising entries on the list of the most expensive animals on Earth. In elite racing circles, a single bird can sell for up to $1.9 million. How is that possible? The answer lies in a special type known as the racing pigeon, a bird trained for speed, endurance, and an extraordinary ability to find its way home across vast distances. One pigeon changed everything. Armando. Nicknamed the King of Pigeons, Armando became famous after achieving incredible results in long-distance races. When he was sold for a record-breaking price, the world realized that pigeon racing was not just a hobby, it was a high-stakes sport. These birds are true athletes of the sky. They can fly hundreds of kilometers in a single race, navigating using natural instincts like the sun's position and Earth's magnetic field. Their speed and precision are unmatched, and every race is a test of both training and genetics. And genetics is where the real value lies. A champion pigeon like Armando is not only a winner, he is a future creator of champions. Breeders invest heavily because his offspring can inherit the same abilities, turning one bird into a legacy. The races themselves are simple but intense. Thousands of pigeons are released far from home. The goal? Return first. Owners wait anxiously, watching the sky for that one bird that appears before all others. When it arrives, it's not just a victory, it's history. The pigeon proves that greatness doesn't depend on size or appearance. Even a small, everyday bird can become one of the most valuable animals in the world. Because sometimes the true champions are the ones who always find their way home. 8. Platinum Arowana. Some of the world's most valuable treasures don't walk or fly, they glide silently beneath the water. The Platinum Arowana is one of the most expensive aquarium fish ever sold, with prices reaching an astonishing $400,000. At first glance, it looks almost unreal. Its smooth, metallic white body shines like polished silver. But this beauty is not ordinary. The Platinum Arowana is the result of an extremely rare genetic mutation. Unlike typical Asian arowana, which come in red or gold shades, this fish lacks most pigmentation, giving it its unique platinum appearance. This rarity makes it incredibly desirable among collectors, and in many parts of Asia, its value goes beyond rarity. Arowanas are often called dragon fish because of their long bodies and shimmering scales. In Asian culture, dragons symbolize power, wealth, and good fortune. Because of this, owning an arowana, especially a rare one, is believed to bring luck and prosperity. This belief drives demand to extraordinary levels. Wealthy collectors are willing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to own a single fish, not just as a display piece, but as a symbol of success. Some even build custom aquariums designed like works of art to showcase their prized arowana. Yet the fish itself remains calm and graceful. It moves slowly, almost majestically, as if aware of its own value. Watching it swim can feel like watching a living jewel drifting through water. The Platinum Arowana proves that value can come from the rarest details, like a single genetic change that transforms an ordinary fish into something extraordinary. Because sometimes the most expensive animals aren't the loudest or fastest. They are the rarest reflections of nature's quiet brilliance. 9. Lowchen Dog. Some of the most valuable animals aren't the biggest or strongest, but the rarest. The Lowchen, also known as the Little Lion Dog, is one of the most expensive dog breeds in the world, with prices starting at $10,000 or more. Despite its small size, this dog carries a long and fascinating history. Its nickname comes from its unique appearance. Traditionally, the Lowchen is groomed with a lion cut, where the fur around the front of the body is left full while the back is trimmed short. This gives the dog a look similar to a tiny lion, elegant, proud, and eye-catching. But its real value comes from something even rarer, its scarcity. At one point in history, the Lowchen was considered one of the rarest dog breeds on earth. There were only a handful left, making each dog incredibly valuable. Even today, it remains uncommon, and finding a purebred Lowchen can be difficult. Its story dates back hundreds of years. The breed was popular among European nobility, often seen in paintings and royal courts. These dogs were not just companions. They were symbols of status and refinement. Owning one meant you were part of an exclusive world, and yet their personality is surprisingly warm. Lowchens are known for being friendly, playful, and deeply loyal. They love human attention and easily form strong bonds with their families. Unlike their lion appearance, they are gentle and affectionate. This combination, rarity, history, and personality, drives their high price. Owning a Lowchen is not just about having a pet. It's about owning a piece of history, a rare companion that few people in the world will ever have. Because sometimes true value isn't about size or power. It's about how rare and how special something truly is. 10. Wagyu Cow. Some of the most valuable animals don't win races or perform tricks. They create perfection. The Wagyu cattle is among the most expensive livestock in the world, with prices starting at $30,000 or more for a single cow. But what makes it so valuable isn't speed or rarity. It's something you can see in every slice of meat. Marbling. Wagyu beef is famous for its ultra-fine fat distribution, creating a pattern that looks almost like marble. This unique texture makes the meat incredibly tender, juicy, and rich in flavor. In fact, the highest grade Wagyu, often called a 5, is considered one of the finest foods on earth. But this quality doesn't happen by accident. Wagyu cattle are raised with extreme care, especially in Japan, where strict breeding standards are followed. Farmers pay close attention to diet, environment, and even stress levels to ensure the best possible result. Because genetics play a huge role. Only specific bloodlines can produce the famous marbling. This makes each Wagyu cow not just livestock, but a carefully cultivated investment. The better the genetics, the higher the quality, and the higher the price. And the demand is global. Luxury restaurants around the world compete to serve authentic Wagyu, often selling a single steak for hundreds of dollars. Behind every dish is years of breeding, care, and patience. Yet the animal itself lives quietly. There are no crowds, no races, just a calm life that leads to something extraordinary. The Wagyu cow proves that value doesn't always come from action. Sometimes it comes from precision, patience, and perfection built over time, because in the end, the most expensive animals are the ones that turn nature into art.